Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Uchenna Oluchi Eze, and if this is your first time joining us, please do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, and also, most importantly, turn on the notification button. Today on the show, I've got one of the best, if not the best sports analyst here in Nigeria, and his name is Abdul Kadri Adedakpo. I hope I got that correctly.
Good morning to you, Alichi.
Good morning, Abdul. You're welcome to the show.
It's a pleasure always being here.
Oh, wow. So how are you doing?
Well, I'm good. The NPFL is back, and
yes.
we are beginning to love the Nigerian League.
Exactly, we are beginning to love the Nigerian League, and everybody is looking forward to watching that. So on the show today, like I said, this is Abdul Kadri Adedakpo. You can also call him the Radio Asensio. Like when you meet him on air, you wouldn't want to miss listening to his voice again. All right, Abdul. The NPFL, the EPL, the La Liga, all of them came during the weekend with a lot of dramas. But I would like us to start from the local scene. The NPFL started with a shock. Shock in the sense that some of the teams that we thought were going to start on a winning streak actually lost to the unexpected ones. For example, the Bendel Insurance winning Akwa United 2-0 and then Enugu Rangers losing to Abia Warriors over the weekend. Abdul, talk to us. What is happening in NPFL?
Well, the NPFL is back and we're excited.
Okay.
Should I say the 2023 NPFL or is it the 2022-2023 NPFL?
Yes.
But one good thing is the fact that the NPFL has started and we've seen results already in Group A. We saw 2 wins, like you rightly mentioned, on the very first day of the league last weekend. No, not this past weekend, the week before. Yeah. We saw Bendel Insurance going to Aqua and, of course, surprisingly getting maximum points in that particular game. And, of course, Enyimba also went to the New York Stadium and defeated Nasarawa United by 2-0. Good start for Finidi George and his team over Balani Kiu in Group A. 2 away wins is what we had in that group. Aqua United, like we rightly mentioned, and then not forgetting Plateau United and Shooting Stars, surprisingly playing as a 3-0 draw. In fact, the Oracle, the coach of Shooting Stars, Benga Gumbote, almost got one over Fidelis Lechuku, but again, Fidelis showed determination and his boys were able to pull and get a draw. Then, surprisingly again, Kwara United, a team that played on the continent winner and almost reached the group stage of the CAF Confederations Cup before they were knocked out by RS Bekane, defending champions. Played out a goalless draw in Adamasingba, in Ibadan against Gombe United. That was another shocker with Gombe picking a point, while Remo Stars at Inikere defeated El Kameni Warriors by 2-0. Good start for Remo Stars also in Group A of the NPFL. In Group B, 2 away wins were also recorded in that group. Niger Tornadoes, of course, got maximum points away from home, defeating Wiki Tories by 2-0. And Abia Warriors, like rightly mentioned, defeated Enugu Rangers, former champions of the NPFL, by 2-0. Another great result was Dakara playing as a 1-0 draw against Bayelsa United, who are also promoted. Remember, Dakara have Daniel Daga, a boy making his debut in the NPFL and also scoring a goal. While Doma United were held by Sunshine Stars in another away point for them. While, of course, champions Rivers United needed a late-minute penalty to defeat Lobby Stars in the other game in Group B. So I am excited. Just match day 1 already. 4 away wins. We have plenty of draws also in the NPFL. And the fact that it's an abridged season means that teams must sit up. I am just excited that at this stage of the league, on match day 1, we're already seeing brilliant performances. A team like Shooting Stars is going to Plateau to score 3 goals. A team like Abia is going to Enugu Rangers, of course, to defeat them by 2-0. But what it also means is, if you look at the turnout of the teams that lost away from home, that lost at home rather, aside Aqua United, who were playing in their traditional home ground, Enugu Rangers, for example, are playing in Oka, their adopted home ground, and they lost in that place. Kwara United are playing outside of their Ilorin Stadium, and they drew. It takes you also to a team like should I say that also played away from home. I'm trying to remember the last team now. That is also Nasarawa United. That is also adopting Jos as their home stadium, and they were also beaten at home by Enyimba. It tells you that the teams must find a way to strike a balance in their stadium. Now you may say the pitch is not friendly to them, or it's football. But when you have that 12-man support, it gives you the ginger, the motivation to get points and get points at home. But right now, it is on a neutral ground. So any team that comes to play these teams know that we are playing against them on a neutral ground. We'll play the best football and we'll get maximum points.
Oh, wow. Having listened to Abdul, you will understand why I say that the NPFL started on a shocking ground, because I saw what the former technical director of Enugu Rangers, Amobi Ezeaku, posted before that match. You know, it was all happy, you know, looking forward to Enugu Rangers winning Abia Warriors. But after that match, I saw that disappointing post again, and I was like, wow, manager, what happened? He said, I can't really explain what happened.
I think Abia and Enugu Rangers are not ready.
Okay.
Unfortunately, if you're a fan of Enugu Rangers and you're watching or listening to me right now, you should be worried that the fact that Enugu Rangers should be very careful this season. It's an abridged season, and teams will come to Oka and get points. I can assure you. Yeah. Teams will definitely come to Oka and get points. So for Enugu Rangers, they must find a way to begin to win games.
All right, Enugu Rangers, you've heard it from the radio assessor himself. You just have to find a way to begin to win games. All right, away from the NPFL. On Saturday, that is during the weekend, Abdul, let's move over to the EPL. You know, we had the Manchester derby. And then Manchester United came back. I would say surprisingly, because many people never saw that coming. Surprisingly, they came back to defeat their rivals, the Citizens, Manchester City, 2-0. And no, before that match, recall that in their last encounter, Manchester City thrashed them 6-3. That was in October when they last met. And of course, many people said that Erik ten Hag and his men were going to get a revenge. Of course, they did. But that match ended in a controversial manner. Yes, controversial, because many people up to this point still believe that Bruno Fernandes goal shouldn't have stood. Well, some are of the opinion that it should, that there's nothing wrong with the goal. You know, so I don't know. What do you think of that goal? Should it have been cancelled, or the referee was right to have allowed that goal to stand?
Now, I personally, I don't know why I feel the goal should have stood.
Okay.
It takes me back to Chelsea Arsenal some couple of seasons ago. I think Thibaut Courtois was still in goal for Chelsea at that point, and Alexis Sanchez scored a particular goal. Now, there was an Arsenal player who was offside, but he didn't touch the ball. Then Sanchez went on to play the ball.
Yeah, but he was leading the play, as they say.
Yeah, and in this one, now the difference is that Rashford initiated the run. With the ball. Yeah. Now, Rashford was in an offside position when he initiated the run. However, he did not touch the ball.
He didn't.
So, the ball fell. And probably, Alexis Sanchez, I beg your pardon, Bruno Fernandes screamed for him to lift the ball because it was offside, and Bruno scored the goal. Oh, wow. Now, how do you interpret the laws of the offside? When a player is in front of a goalkeeper and a shot is played, the player is said to be impeding the vision of the player, of the goalkeeper. At that point, the goal will be cancelled. Now, when Marcus Rashford stayed where he stayed, he was offside. Without a Marcus Rashford, the closest City player, which was, I think, Manuel Akanji, would have gotten to the ball before Bruno Fernandes. If Rashford was not in position. However, Rashford being in position meant that Akanji was being careful to rush to him because there were enough options to be taken at that point. Now, the referee, after initially signaling for offside, contacted the assistant referee, and then the goal was given. And the VR checked and agreed with it. For me, it's a controversial moment, but I feel the goal should stand.
Oh, wow.
Personally, I feel the goal should stand.
Right?
Why? Reason being that I've seen scenarios where goals like this have been scored and they have stood. However, it is consistency we want to see. If a goal is scored similarly next weekend, will it stand? That's the big question. If it doesn't stand, then we need to have consistency in officiating. Because if it stands for A,
it should stand for B as well.
If it stands for B, let it also stand for C. So if we get consistency in officiating, then I think we will get it right. However, on the night, United were a fantastic side. See,
no doubt about
just for the fans to also look, I think for me personally, Erling Haaland is making Manchester City a bad team. Now, Haaland is scoring goals, but City are struggling. Now, this is where I come from. Now, with Haaland in the field, City would have found all measures to score goals. But they had only one intention to score, and it was find the ball to Erling Haaland. But beautiful play again for Marcus Rashford and Garnacho off the bench to initiate play for United, and United were able to smack all 3 points. Massive kudos must go to Erik ten Hag. He learned from the first game he played against City and was able to use it. But let's be honest with ourselves, City are not also in their best form. Pep
I was
Guardiola
coming to that.
must
I was
check
coming
it.
to that. You know, when I asked this question, someone was asking me when I posted about the match. Someone was asking me that was an outside goal. It shouldn't have stood. And I asked him, what is the VAR rule in this? What did the rule say? And so we got started arguing, and at the end of the whole thing, I told him that okay, let us look at instances. Had it been recorded before? Can it, just like you said, can it be consistent in all of these things? So if you're listening to us and they are still arguing whether the goal should have stood or not, at least you can hear it from Bruno. The goal somehow is controversial, but looking at it from all angles, I think it should stand. Manchester United, when the match started, I was telling someone that Manchester United is going to take the day because they started better. And then talking about Haaland ruining the team somehow. Not really ruining it, but not really. I don't know. Just like when Ronaldo was in Manchester United in the first season, they said that everybody was playing the ball just to him, you know, to score. I think that is what is happening with Manchester City now. Everybody wants to give it to Haaland. How about those people that were scoring? For them was scoring, Kevin De Bruyne was scoring. What happened? Why are you just pushing it to Haaland?
Nothing is really changing, but it's the fact that when Haaland struggles,
yes,
City struggles. Now, when City did not have a recognized striker after the Aguero debacle,
yes,
the coach did not talk Gabriel Jesus enough, and they were playing around themselves. Now, City had a way to find goal scoring happen.
Okay.
But right now, they've got a focal point. Haaland has got 21 goals. The next City player in the Premier League to score has not even scored up to 10 goals in the Premier League. It tells you there's a huge gap. So now, when Haaland cannot feel, Foden is particularly struggling. The next best option is Riyad Mahrez. And it's Kevin De Bruyne. Yes. Kevin De Bruyne will create, but not the best of goal scorers. Bernardo Silva is a shadow of himself since returning from the FIFA World Cup. And a whole lot of City players like that in that region. Eke Gundogan used to also come up with the goals, but is also struggling to find the back of the net. So for City, in as much as Haaland is scoring the goals, they also need to find a way to ask other players to begin to score. Yeah. If not, when you cage Haaland, now Haaland has been caged against Chelsea, was caged in the Premier League, Koulibaly, and did a fantastic job. He was caged when he came off the bench against Southampton in the FA Cup. Now he was caged to a large extent against Manchester United. What happens in every game if Haaland is caged? Who unlocks that final goal for Manchester City? And that's where I think Pep Guardiola needs to begin to work on this team.
All right. The last question for this Manchester City. Still talking about Manchester City. You know, they have been let me say they have been sent out of the League Cup. That is the FA Cup and
no, the League Cup.
The League Cup for now. Yeah, and then in the EPL, Manchester United is just a point behind them. That's 8 to 39 points. Do you understand? And then with this struggling of Manchester City, you know, not being in their best position, and Manchester United really speeding up to meet up with the whole thing, can you still consider Manchester City as a title contender with the way they are going now?
Well, they are. City are still contenders, whether I like it or not. 8 points behind Arsenal, and the fact that Arsenal have found a way to capitulate to the past makes City a contender. However, you don't rule out the Gunners yet. You cannot rule them out that they will drop points entirely. And for City, if you say City are contenders, then you can also have Newcastle United and Manchester
United who is unexpected.
Who is also because if City are contenders, then United and Newcastle United are also contenders and not pretenders. Okay. So for me, I think the Premier League is down to a 4-horse race between Arsenal, Manchester City, Manchester United, and of course Newcastle United. That's how the Premier League will stand. Okay. But for City, they've got a very, very tough fixture pile. Like I told someone, it's not about the team. They play Wolves, they play Aston Villa. It is not about the team and they play Spurs. It is not the team they play, but it's the manager they face. Now they play Unai Emery, they play, of course, Julian Lopetegui, the coach of Wolverhampton Wanderers, and they play Antonio Conte. Now, the next game City play in the league is against Spurs. Spurs are wounded. Now, Spurs were beaten by Arsenal, and they were lethargic in the game against Arsenal in the North London derby. They need an instant response. Now, in 4th place, they're no longer 4th. They are now breathing down their neck. The likes of Chelsea, the likes of Fulham, Liverpool, if they get a win anyhow, are now breathing seriously on their neck. So they need to find an instant result. In the first banana peel, should they lose that game against Spurs, or should they fail to pick maximum points? When Arsenal play their next Premier League game, which is against Crystal Palace, the Gunners might just be which is United that play Crystal Palace. When Arsenal play their next game in the Premier League, and if they get a win, they might just be sitting pretty comfortable above no other than Manchester City. And in fact, City might have even dropped down to third or fourth, as the case may be. So for City, they need to find the right rhythm at this point. But their next game against Spurs will not come easy.
Wow. I really hope Guardiola finds his way back, because it will be a funny encounter should they drop or beyond this second place they are now. All right, guys, if you are just joining us, this is Decency Sports TV, and I've got Abdulkadir Adidapo, and we are talking sports today. We are talking in the NPFL, we are talking the EPL, and then finally, before we leave, we are going to take a look at the El Clasico yesterday.
The Super Cup.
Okay, yeah, the Super Cup, yeah. Barcelona thrashed Real Madrid 3-1. All thanks to Big Benz, who came through for the team at 92 minutes. I really don't know what happened, but the last time, I could remember the last time both teams met, Real Madrid took the day. I cannot really say what is happening. But I would like to ask you this question. You know, while the match was going on, a lot of debates, a lot of talks were going on online, and people were bringing up their own opinions about Ancelotti. Some say that Ancelotti has lost his grip of football as a football manager. You know, he's a coach that, you know, can read football. He can read the game, can read what is happening, and know when to bring in different people at different points. But at this period, they are somehow struggling, even before going for the FIFA World Cup. So I don't know. Do you believe that Ancelotti has lost his grip as the?
No, I really don't think so. If you know Ancelotti very well, it's a typical way for him doing the season. Starts well in the middle of the season, he struggles, and then picks up towards the end of the season. But it was just a game where Barcelona were going to win. If that game is played 6 times, Barcelona will probably win 5.
Would you say so?
There's a paradigm shift in the La Liga, and right now Barcelona are the better of the two teams between them and Real Madrid. Let's be factual with ourselves. Vinicius Junior, Karim Benzema, who else are you calling?
Who else are you calling?
Now,
Camavinga, I don't even know.
Camavinga is quite young. He's got plenty of course, time to learn. And Vinny is coming. Eden Hazard is struggling. You've got Camavinga very young, Tchouaméni also very young, Toni Kroos, and of course Luka Modric are not as young as they used to be, and almost at the twilight of their career. Defensively, they are also not where they used to be. Rudiger has not really settled in and gelled in with the team. Thibaut Courtois is a fantastic goalkeeper, but now Barcelona have got a lethal striker in Robert Lewandowski. And they've got 2 of the best young under-21 players in the world. Pedri and Gavi. These are 2 boys who have won the Copa Trophy
as
the golden boy and understand themselves. They've got the experience of Sergio Busquets, and they've got a flair. Now, it's funny that Chelsea let go of Christensen and Alonso, and they've been a focal point in this Barcelona side. Now, Barcelona have a system, and it's working. Now, they've got players who can move the ball around. Now, Barcelona have Ansu Fati on the bench if they play games. Ousmane Dembele is starting. They've got Rafinha on the bench. That's how rich their bench can be. Players who can come off the bench and then impact play. For me, it was a game that Barcelona took to Real Madrid and scored 3 fantastic goals and won. Gavi and Lewandowski were on target in that one, and they won by 3-1. Now, for Real Madrid, it is not surprising for someone like me who has followed the Barcelona and I've insisted. Xavi has understood this team. When he came in, there was struggle. Now he has balanced this team to his taste and is now enjoying football. And it's only going to take an exceptional Real Madrid from stopping Barcelona from winning the La Liga.
Wow, I love that. An exceptional Real Madrid. Wow. With what we just listened to Abdul talking about the Real Madrid team, I don't really think we are going to have that exceptional Real Madrid anytime soon. I'm not reeling them off.
Yeah, we can still have, but Ancelotti will need to dig deep. Now the players will have to channel their inner strength. See, one thing I love with Real Madrid will always be Real Madrid. That's what I call the Galacticos. Now when the players begin to brew in good form, you begin to see it react on the field of play. However, they've got a Barcelona side who can't seem to put a foot wrong. That's where Barcelona are enjoying it.
Wow. All right. Abdul, to say the truth, I've been enjoying your analysis. So, like, I've been enjoying having you here all this while. All right, guys, you have heard from Abdul. You have heard from the radio Asensio himself. Yeah, you must have to, Ancelotti must have to produce an excellent Real Madrid to be able to win the La Liga against Barcelona. Do you think that is going to happen anytime soon? Have you listened to all we have said? I would like to have hear your opinions on the NPFL. What do you think is the season is going to look like for them? The likes of Enugu Rangers and all of those people that were really won in a shocking manner. Do you think they are going to at least at some point stand up to regain their strength or their winning strength again. And then in the EPL, do you still think Manchester City is still one of the title contenders? Or, like I said earlier, Manchester United unexpectedly is one of the title contenders now. How far can they go with that? Do you think Erik ten Hag has got all it takes to win the EPL for the Red Devils, because their fans believe they are winning the EPL? And then finally, in the La Liga, what happened yesterday? Xavi and his men, are they really going towards winning the La Liga? Please, I would like to hear all your opinions on the topics we have discussed so far. Do not forget, this is Decency Sports TV, and if you are yet to subscribe to our channel, please do not forget to do so. Abdul, it was nice having you on the show, and I hope we have you again.
Most definitely.
All right, thank you guys for joining. I will see you again by next week. Bye.